All right, so we're back at this again, and I have a member of our varsity volleyball team that we're going to sit down and talk some volleyball.
I'm Joseph Wallace. I'm a senior.
So you have been a member of the boys volleyball team for 4 years now, is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And then, so kind of walk me through the process coming in as a freshman and trying out for the team, and then kind of bringing us forward to what those 4 years have looked like for you.
I came in freshman year. My friend got me to join. It was my first time playing. Me and him made varsity. He started. I set the bench, and we didn't have too good of a season. We went like 12 and 18, something like that. Sophomore year, we had to like rebuild our team. We had like 2 seniors leave from freshman year, but none of us really were too good. So we had to rebuild our team. And once we rebuilt it, we broke the school record. We went 25-9, and we did pretty good. Junior year, we had only 3 returning players from the varsity team, and we had to just rebuild it completely. And we did. I say we did pretty good. We went 23-9, almost the same record, but just 2 games less. That's all fine. And then as for this year, we have 6 returning players. We should be pretty solid for this year. Probably beat the record this year.
So you come in as a freshman, and you said you never played volleyball before, but had you played other sports before?
I played basketball in Liberty, but I wasn't too good at it either.
Yeah, so you were kind of like, you had played a little bit sports, but then one of your friends who was a volleyball player asked you to come and try volleyball. Is that what happened?
Yeah.
So you had not played volleyball up to your freshman year of high school.
Pretty much.
And then when you do that, when you were playing freshman year, you said you tried out for the team, and not only did you make it, but you made the varsity team.
Yes.
Do we have 2 teams, or we have 3 or 4? How many teams do we have, volleyball teams?
We have 3. We have the varsity, the JV, and the frosh.
So you had to think, all right, I got some confidence. I'm trying this new sport, and I just, I'm trying something new. And not only do you make the team, but you make the varsity team, which is 2 steps above. And then you didn't play. You sat the bench. But did you feel like you had a decent experience anyway, training with the team, practicing with the team? What made you stick around? Because a lot of people would go, forget it, I'm not going to do it. I went out for this thing, I tried something new, and I didn't even play. I'm not going to waste my time. I'm going to move on to something else. Kind of walk me through what your thoughts were when you were a freshman.
I just feel like the coaching was really good. Got me better freshman year. And then it's just vibe that came around from everyone. Like, everyone was, like, bringing it in every time and made you keep on playing.
Yeah, so you kind of build, like, a community. You have a good team, some good team chemistry. They make you feel welcome. You feel like you're involved in something, and even though you're not playing in the games, you're still practicing, you're still getting better, you're still learning the game, right? And I think probably, I would imagine, you said the coach is good. I would imagine the coach probably had said to you, hey, look, I know you're not playing, but hang in there because we're trying to do something. We're trying to help you learn the game so that you can help us out. And I'm pretty sure that ended up being how it panned out in the end, right?
Yeah.
You did play your sophomore year, right? Did you start? Did you play most of the season, most of the games?
Started. I played I played every single game. I was the primary outside that season, and then I was honorable mention for all conference.
And that sophomore year, you said that was the year you had a really good season.
Yeah.
So you're there. You arrived. You worked hard. You got to this point where you're a starter. You get this all conference honor, and then last year you also had a good season, and you started obviously, and you played, and you're the primary outside hitter as well. That's where you continue to play. And that's where you're going to be playing this year?
As for this year, I think we might switch it up because we have players that have just gotten better. And I feel like I belong at outside 2, where I'll be better defensively for our team, and he will be better offensively for our team.
But just playing volleyball recreationally versus playing competitive volleyball, can you talk to me a little bit about the differences in terms of like the strategies and the positions? Because I don't know that much about like, well, I'm an outside 2, so I'm more defensive. Can you give us a little bit of insight into kind of how volleyball works, like the competitive, strategic side?
For competitive, strategic side, it's like you have your 6 positions. There's the setter, the right side, the 2 outsides, the 2 middles, and the libero. The libero and the outsides are like more like defensive players. Your front row, which is always blocking, so that's also partially defense. But it's just like a faster paced game, and it's just like you work like more as like a solid unit where you get your 3 touches and everything, and like you try and hit it on the towards the other side of the net, try and score points.
There's also the things that have changed is speed scoring became a thing at some point where you don't have to serve to score a point. So the games are much faster paced. Someone is scoring a point every time. And then another thing that was different from when I played versus where you're playing is that on a serve, if you hit the net, it didn't count. Now, if you hit the net and it goes over, it's still good, right? So that's kind of like an interesting shift in the way the game works. But I think it's a good thing because it makes the game more exciting and definitely faster.
For us, there's like 3 main teams. There's Oakland, Argo, and Richards. Richards was probably the best team we played my freshman year. Argo was probably one of the top 2 teams we played last year, and Oakland's just always competing in like the third place, second place area. But I feel like Oakland this year will be primarily the best team we play against.
Yeah, and then what happens when you break out of the conference? So that's our conference. So then let's say you guys have some success, you enter the IHSA's regional, sectional. Who are the top teams right now as you see this season coming around the corner?
From our sectional, Lyons Township, Brother Rice, Oak Park River Forest, and Sandburg as our top 4. And they were just powerhouse teams. They all had like their D1 recruits. They're pretty good teams. We were the 5th seed for the past 2 years, and we've always competed in the regional final. Just couldn't make it out of it though.
Yeah, it's tough when you kind of get out there and you start. You're playing against teams that are sort of in a different size pond, I guess, right? Like, okay, here we go. Now this is the real deal. And I think in some of those communities, there's a big stress on playing club. Do you guys have any club players currently?
Yeah, we have a few club players. We have 5 club players.
And then when you started taking volleyball seriously after that, trying out freshman year, did you get involved in a club, or are you just strictly playing at Reavis?
At first, I was just gonna play at Reavis, but my friend brought me into a club. He just said, "Just try out for fun." I did, and then I liked it. I didn't play there too much. I also sat the bench there. I came back from club into high school season, and that's where I like started playing and learning more. From there on, I just started playing more at club too.
Pass, or a bad pass on the top of the other team. Back row, Joey smashes it.
Yeah, so that you probably say that was kind of a pivotal thing for you to get involved in that aspect of it, because when you came back to the high school game, you're like, oh, okay, I've been sort of amping it up at this level, and now here we are back in the high school season. I can be like, I got this, right? You could kind of feel like it helps your confidence. You know that you can do this if you can play at that level, because it is I would imagine it's a different game.
Gaming club is just a lot faster, bigger opponents, and it's just a game of keeping the ball up or putting it away faster, and that's about it.
Joey, down!
When you kick off the season, when you guys have your first game, do you know?
I think it's like end of March, probably around March 25th, 21st, something like that.
All right, so let's take a look. March 25th is where the spring season starts to kick off, and come out and support the boys volleyball team. It sounds like we're in for a good season.
Yeah.
And you guys won't disappoint. I know you're going to do this. You got this, right?
Yeah.
All right, we'll see you all in the next one. Take care.